Mirrored psychic inversion theory. Collapse is not a breakdown of behavior but of structure. The survivor does not merely lose a relationship or stability, they lose their symbolic compass. This disintegration occurs not at the level of personality, but of the internal object world, and it occurs because their libidinal structure, their system of desire, longing, and meaning, has been hijacked, reversed, and turned against them. Sam Vaknin refers to this phenomenon as co-idealization. In the idealization phase of the shared fantasy, both the narcissist and the victim see each other through distorted but reciprocal lenses. The narcissist installs their false self into the victim, and the victim, in turn, begins to see themselves through the narcissist's gaze. This is not a mere projection. It is a symbolic handover of effective authorship. And when the discard comes, abrupt or subtle, cruel or ghosted, what collapses is not merely the relationship, but the entire internalized field of meaning. The survivor experiences what MPIT names collapse-induced psychotic regression, a dissociative inversion in which the internal object relations split, fragment, and begin to behave like foreign agents. These are not hallucinations. They are symbolic actors within the psyche, each carrying libidinal charge and emotional weight. Ronald Fairbairn helps us understand this through his concept of the internal object world. According to Fairbairn, the child internalizes not only the object but their relation to the object. In narcissistic abuse, this becomes particularly lethal. The victim internalizes the narcissist's punitive superego, their cold empathy, and their affective withdrawal, as if these were their own internal dynamics. Over time, these introjects become fully co-opted. The victim begins to parent themselves using the same internal structures of control, shame, and abandonment that once belonged to the narcissist. This is not metaphorical, it is structural. The survivor begins to mirror the very system that broke them, often unaware that the voice in their head is no longer their own. This is what MPIT calls the false protector, a psychic part that masquerades as agency, but is actually a traumatized survival part, built during collapse, animated by borrowed narcissistic architecture. It tells us, you must not feel this. You must not remember that. You must remain composed. You are too much. You are not enough. And the worst part, it works. It keeps us moving. It regulates just enough to survive then, but not enough to heal. To reintegrate, we must confront this structure directly. This is where Shore's work on right brain effect regulation becomes critical. According to Shore, early trauma, particularly pre-verbal attachment trauma, results in dysregulated right hemispheric development. The right brain governs our nonverbal emotional world, our somatic resonance, and our relational synchrony. It is where shame lives, where joy is felt, where abandonment registers not as a thought, but as a scream in the nervous system. And it is this part of the brain that collapses into hyperarousal after narcissistic abuse. Survivors often find themselves flooded with somatic flashbacks, not memories but bodily terrors, sudden sweats, shaking, gut collapses, the feeling of internal death. This is not exaggeration, it is physiology. It is the right brain screaming for reattunement. And yet reintegration is not found in forcing regulation. It is not found in denial. It is found in slow symbolic reclamation. It is found in seeing, and piece by piece, what collapsed, what fragmented, and what must now be brought home. First, the survivor must identify the internalized figures that now govern them. This is not about remembering the narcissist. It is about mapping their symbolic residue. Who do you hear when you fail? Who speaks when you feel shame? Who governs your decisions when you feel fear? These are introjected objects, foreign agents seated at the control panel of your psyche. Fairbairn again is helpful. He describes the moral defense. The child would rather believe they are bad than believe the parent is. So they split themselves, keeping the parent good and becoming bad in their place. In reintegration, we reverse this mechanism. We give the shame back. We name the introject, we stop housing it. This is the moment of symbolic confrontation.